headliner for the night. Now, this is Mike Orgo, your headliner's last show, which we are sad to be losing him. I remember the first time I met Mike Orgo, I said, "Hey Mike, how old are you?" And he says, "Well, I'm 56. I go, "Well, you look good for 56. And he's like, "No, I'm just kidding, I'm 36. I was like, "Oh, well, you look good for 56. Now to properly introduce Mike Orgo, I bring up a good friend of his, leader of the Howler Monkeys comedy troupe. He looks like Wolverine if he was shot up with, instead of adamantium, cheeseburgers. Give it up for Scott Peavy.
Give it up for Austin, man, everybody. Years old today, isn't it? 16. He's gonna be funny when he grows up. So, I've known the Reverend Mike Orgo, who you're about to meet, for several years now, and he asked me to say a few words for him, and I gotta say, after I declined the first time, I felt like compelled the next 3 times when he asked me. So, ladies and gentlemen, the event you are about to witness is both a happy one and a sad one. Our friend, the Reverend Mike Orgo, is moving on to greener pastures. Loved by all, hated by all, at different times. The Reverend is a classic. And like most things that are classics, you never really realize how important they are until they're gone. Mike Orgo is in many ways like a classic catchphrase on a TV show. To give an example, imagine if you will, you sit down to watch an episode of Flintstones, only Fred didn't say yabba dabba doo. Or what if you sat down to watch Family Matters and Urkel didn't say, "Did I do that?" Or what if you sit down to watch that classic show, Jerry's Agenda, wherein Tom Tom never says his classic catchphrase, "That's the way the Roman Empire crumbles. Due to economic decay, barbarian looting, hoarding of bullion, and trade deficit." I might have actually made that last one up. Anyway, look here, the point I'm making is that, ladies and gentlemen, we're here tonight to send off a living and breathing homage to all things classic. A man who loves history so much that most of his punchlines are literally just historic facts, but delivered in a funny way. He's one of my biggest inspirations for doing comedy. He's also one of my biggest supporters for doing comedy, and he's one of my best friends. One of the founding members of the Howler Monkeys comedy troupe, right along with me and several others. The sometimes irrelevant, but always irreverent. Please give it up for the one, the only, luckily for us, Reverend Mike Orgo, everybody.
Thank you, Scott Peavy, for those kind words. I am the Reverend Mike Orgo, and it is great to be here at Bird's, the home of Tallahassee comedy. Thanks to Trey and everybody all the last couple years, but let's get things rolling. Let me ask you guys, do we have any sports fans in the audience tonight? We have some people that like the football, basketball, baseball, that sort of thing. I'm not a big sports fan myself, really. I don't care for it, but if like I was forced to pick my favorite sporting team, I would have to go with the Bulls. Anybody like the Bulls in here? No, well, I like the Bulls because I love it when the Bulls stomp the Cowboys at the rodeo. Bang, bang. That's my joke guns. That's what I'm bringing, folks. It's white, hot, leaded comedy. Let's try another one. See if, I hope it doesn't go over your head. Do you guys like me? Do you ever think about people with multiple personalities? Do you ever wonder if their multiple personalities become friends on Facebook? Bang, bang! All right, that was another joke gun. This is going pretty good. We'll try another one. Little audience participation maybe. How many how many crackheads? How many crackheads does it take to change a light bulb?
How many?
3. How many?
It doesn't fucking matter, they're crackheads. They don't care about electricity, light bulbs. They just want to do crack. Bang, bang. All right, that's my crackhead joke. This is the last one. They're getting a little hot. I have to put my joke guns away. We'll see. You guys, I'm always getting drum circles and circle jerks mixed up. Well, I think it's only fair. They both involve fags pounding it. Bang, bang. All right, that was it for the joke, guys. Yes. Now will give me a chance to talk about the Bible. I am the Reverend, so we'll talk a little about the Bible. In the Bible it says, the Lord God, he who liveth in the sky. I think that's what it says. The Lord God created the entire universe in 6 days and 6 nights, and on the 7th day he rested. Now my question is, hey God, yo Yahweh, why the fucking rush job, man? I mean, didn't you kind of have all eternity to work with here? Was he under some kind of deadline we were not aware of? Was he in like a contest with Zeus and the Babylonian goddess Ishtar? Who could make the quickest universe? I'm just saying, this gives me no comfort. I'd feel a lot better if I opened up the Bible and it said, the Lord God created the entire universe in 600 million years. Because then I'd know he really put in the fucking time, man. He didn't half-ass the fucking universe job. I mean, look at the world. 6 days, 6 nights? Yeah, it fucking shows. I have my water here. And the other day I'm in traffic, speaking of God. You'll see, it gets back to it. And I get behind this guy. And he is going slow. I mean, he is going so fucking slow. How slow was he going? He was going the speed limit. That's how fucking slow this guy was going. And I look down at his driver's license, and I see he's got one of those "In God We Trust" license plates. And I just wanted to get up to his window so bad just to get him the message and be like, hey man, if you trust God so much, why don't you speed the fuck up? Put some of it in his hands, okay? And then like the very next day, this lady's getting over, she doesn't signal, she nearly smashes into me. I look at her license plate, she's got one of those Choose Life, pro-life license plates. And I'm not trying to get into some kind of unborn fetus debate thing. I'm just saying, maybe we should concentrate on our driving skills before we worry about the fucking statement we're making with our license plates. I'm real happy you want to save the manatees. Just don't fucking kill me in the process, okay? If you could help me out with that. People, man, they kind of annoy me. They get a little under my skin. Except you guys. Like you guys. But a lot of expressions get on my nerves. You guys familiar with this one? Something awesome happens, something new invention comes along, and somebody pops up and goes, hey, that's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Am I fucking missing something about sliced bread? I don't fucking think it's that goddamn of a great thing. I mean, and I am a historian, I am a scholar, and I can tell you 2 things that have been around a really, really long time are bread and knives. So this happened a long fucking time ago. Way, way, way back when, in the ancient times, some ancient dude, probably named Romulus, was munching on a big loaf of bread, just... And some other dude comes up and he's just like, hey, do you mind if I just get a little piece of that? And Romulus is just like... Methuselah, what the fuck did you just do? I sliced off a piece of... You slayed bit of hell? Dude, that was great. I mean, that was the most amazing thing I've ever seen here in the year 15,000 BC. That was awesome. 1500 BC, excuse me. Historical inaccuracies. But I mean, I'm just saying, this, I don't like this. This expression, I don't like it. If you could help me out, maybe we could change it a little bit. The next time something awesome happens, you see something like that, you can pop up and be like, hey, that's the greatest thing since the Industrial Revolution. Because that was a big fucking deal. That changed things for everybody. Fuck sliced bread. Give me the Industrial Revolution. We drive around because of that. Sliced bread did not have shit to do with it. All right, let's get away from the stuff that annoys me. We'll talk about some things I enjoy, some things I like. I like the movies. I like the cinema, the films. I was watching one the other day. It's kind of an old movie. I think you guys might have seen it. It came out in the 70s. It's called Star Wars. Yeah. You've seen that one? Familiar with this film? Well, I was watching it the other day, and I get a little weird ideas in my head. Sometimes my mind goes crazy, and I started thinking, like, you know, what if instead of instead of Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker, what if it was Keanu Reeves? What would that be like?
Luke, there's something Obi-Wan never told you about your father. Luke, I am your father.
No way!
Yes way, Luke.
Thank you. Bogus! Keanu Reeves in Star Wars, thank God that didn't happen. Whereas he was like 2. Another one of my favorite films, if you guys might like this one, it'd be The Big Lebowski. Might be my favorite of all time. But again, I get some weird thoughts in my head, and I love Jeff Bridges, I love John Goodman, I love Walter and the Dude. And I started thinking, what would it be like if instead of Walter and the Dude, what if it was Bert and Ernie from Sesame Street?
So this rug that these guys, that they peed on, this was a valued possession?
Well, yeah, Bert. The rug just really kind of tied the room together, you know?
And these fuckers, they pissed on your fucking rug.
Hey, what are you guys talking about?
Shut the fuck up, Elmo. Because fuck Elmo, man. That guy is out of his element. I got another one of those. You guys, Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction fans? I love fucking Tarantino. Love Samuel L. Jackson. But again, let's pull some switch up. Let's see what it's like if instead of Samuel L. Jackson playing Jules, what if it was Professor X, Captain Jean-Luc Picard, Patrick Stewart?
Oh. Well, look at the big brain on Brett. Brett, let me ask you a question. What does Marcellus Wallace look like? Don't say what, I don't like that. Don't say what again. Does Marcellus Wallace look like a bitch? Don't say what. Say what again, motherfucker, and see what happens. He does not look like a bitch, Brett. He is a black man. So why did you try and fuck him like a bitch, Brett? Oh, you did. You did, Brett. You tried to fuck him like a bitch. It's that big kahuna burger, I'll get one of those. A head walk fact to fuck. Go ahead, I'll fucking hit that one. Thank you. Speaking of films, another one of my favorites, or my favorite type of film, is horror movies. We got horror movie fans out there? I love the fucking scary movies. Yeah. Love the horror movies, but I'm not a big fan of these more recent PG-13 ones
with the, people are like, oh, it's much scarier when you have to use your imagination. I'm like, fuck that. I paid $12 to see this movie. I can stay at home, use my imagination for free. So I'm gonna wanna be seeing like blood and brains and guts just flying all over the fucking place. That's the kind of horror movie I'm into. My favorite horror movie series is the Friday the 13th series. I'm a tremendous fan. Do we have any fans of Friday the 13th?
Yeah.
Should I just skip past this one? Are you guys familiar with this movie? I'm a big fan, and Jason Voorhees, he's a personal hero of mine. Yes, he is, I know. People find that a little unusual. He's a silent hockey mask killer, but they don't look at Jason the way I look at Jason. And they don't watch the movies the way I watch the movies. I think most people watch Friday the 13th and they're kind of just like, oh, run, get away, don't let Jason catch you. Yeah, I don't really watch it like that. I'm kind of more like, get him, Jason. Get those fucking teenagers, chop them up like a goddamn wood pile. Because is it me, folks? Or do they make these kids in the movies so fucking stupid? You want to see them get killed. I mean, that's the whole reason you're watching it. Let's give an obligatory Friday the 13th scene. Yeah. Now that Jason's like really dead. Like really dead this time. Like totally, completely off. Just dead. We're gonna head up to Crystal Lake, and we're gonna smoke some pot, and we're gonna go skinny dipping, and we're gonna have a lot of premarital sex. Just all kinds of premarital sex out in the woods. That sound means it's your ass, teenagers. And I'm sorry, but Jason, see, here's what you don't see about him. He is a misunderstood artist. This is true. Look at what Jason does. He doesn't just chop somebody with the machete. He chops them with the machete and he puts them on the wall with the railroad spike. He's trying to show you something, people. This is his art. Some people work in charcoal or paint. He works in death. That's his chosen medium. And this is the other side I love about him. He's a funny guy. Yeah, Jason Voorhees, king of the pranksters. That's right. How many times have we seen it in the movie? Some guy's out walking in the woods, he steps on the wrong twig, and a dead body falls out in front of him. That shit's hilarious. Or, the heroine of the piece, she's a little thirsty. She comes down to get a drink of water, and boop, her boyfriend's decapitated head falls out on her. Nice one, Jason. You're the king of the pranks, man. I'm telling you, the guy's my hero. See, maybe you understand it a little better now. And if I speak of Jason, I have to talk of another horror icon, favorite of mine, Freddy Krueger. Yeah. I am an 80s kid, so of course I love Freddy. And I was watching Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4 the other day, and I was watching the behind the scenes. Excuse me while I fix this. I was watching the behind the scenes, and the director's talking about how he got into the business. He cut his teeth directing Elton John videos. And it got me to thinking, what would it be like if Sir Elton had decided to compose a tune for Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4? I think it would have went a little like this. Yeah! Well, Brian Lawson's I got my own microphone stand. You're the man. I don't think you can stand it. So I'm recording all of this. This is all going on. Big CD. Isn't that awesome? Ah, yes. Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. What if Elton John composed a song? Oh, Freddy. Oh, Freddy. Why are you coming into people's dreams? Oh, Freddy. Oh, Freddy. You've been busting out of your seams. You've been cutting up people with your claws and making everybody drop it in their drawers. Oh, Freddy. Oh, Freddy. Why are you coming into people's dreams? Thank you. Elton John, oh my God, what if that had happened? Maybe we wouldn't have been been subjugated to like the awful Lion King song. Would have been nice. I do like singing. I like singing a little bit. No, you know what? I don't need you anymore. Well, not for the moment anyway. But we'll have a little bit of trivia time right now. Do we have any Rick James fans in the audience?
Yeah!
Rick James, right on. I'm gonna lay this one on you. Rick James started out in Canada, was in a little band called the Minor Birds. Do you guys know who was in the Minor Birds with Rick James? Anyone? No. Nobody knows. Neil Young. I'm not making this shit up. Go home, look it up on Wikipedia. The Minor Birds, Neil Young and Rick James, both in it together. So, and again, this got me thinking, like, Rick James has passed on, you know, some time ago, and I thought it would be pretty cool if Neil Young did his own version of what is perhaps Rick James' most famous song. And I think you'll find when Neil Young does it, it kind of changes the whole mood of the song. She's a very kinky girl, the kind you don't take home to mother. She likes the boys in the band. She says that I'm their all-time favorite. She's a super freak. Super freak. She's super freaky. Yow. Temptation, sing. Thank you. But am I right? You know, it's like it changes the whole meaning. All of a sudden, this awesome Rick James party song becomes this like really sad song about this girl trying to seek, you know, happiness through party and sad, terrible. And I don't want to have a sad thing going on. So we're going to take a slight detour from the comedy for a moment. A friend of mine asked if he could come out and read you some literature. So let me see if he's around. Oh, yes. I'm Professor Grimly Fiendish. Thank you all for those nice little words. Comedy, it's great. We love the comedy. But I thought I'd come out and share a little literature with you this evening. A little tome, a periodical, perhaps you've already noticed, a little thing called Kinky Families. It's one of my favorites. And I thought I'd read you the wonderful story. It's called Dear Aunt Alice, and it's by Ronnie B. Let me, there we go, yes. Forgot to mark the page, didn't I? Oh, well, let's take it away then, right then. Dear Aunt Alice by Ronnie B. Yes. Every family has a hot member. Whether it's a sister, mother, cousin, or niece. In my case, it was Aunt Alice. When I first learned to masturbate, I'd picture her hot legs in those tight little miniskirts. I used to always try to look up her skirts, but my uncle would always catch me and accuse me of